Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all.
Clean slate.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcast should have a theme song. Podcast should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
Hal?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just sitting here eating these snack crackers and remembering the last time that we had Janie Haddad Tompkins on our show.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we definitely need to have her back.
Yeah.
And do a clean slate episode.
Well, I agree. And that's why I did something about it. Because I'm a
what'd you do?
kind of guy.
What?
I sent her a text message.
What?
And she said yes. And then this was weeks ago. And now she's here because we scheduled it.
What?
Hi, Janie.
Hi, thanks for having me. What a beautiful recording studio you've walked me into.
Oh,
spacious.
thank you. It's big, right? It's a lot more neon. There's a lot more kitschy neon signs than we wanted in our studio.
Sure.
You want
But that Picasso looks nice in here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It goes with the neon.
Right on. It's good to see you. How the heck are you? Thanks for coming back.
It's lovely to see you both. Well, and thank you for having me back. I'm surviving these times, I guess. I'm looking forward to this conversation, and I'm just trying to be in the moment.
Good. You know what? That's all any of us can be, is in the moment.
Amen.
That's true.
And we try to make it low pressure here. Low pressure for those of you who don't know all the kids slang. So these are all topics none of us have ever seen before, but they're not like the heaviest thing that's going to take us a long time. So we should get through a bunch of them. These are all suggested by listeners of the show in our Facebook group. So are you prepped? Are you feeling good?
I guess so. I'm just supposed to react to the topic, right? Or am I supposed to have a strong reaction?
Whatever
You have whatever reaction.
Yeah.
We don't know what these topics are. We may all three have crazy strong
Similar
reactions.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, we'll
vastly
see.
differing ones. But
Okay.
we are going to get to the bottom of these and settle all of these topics objectively for all time, for all people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Let's do
I
it.
feel prepped. I feel prepped as prepped as I can be.
All
Well, so do we, because we are getting these for the first time. Tom Valesky wants to know, here's a two-parter. What is the best summer beverage, non-alcoholic and alcoholic version?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Summer beverage. Let's start with the alcoholic version.
Is it Spindrift? Is that alcoholic? It feels like a seltzer. Is that like something light, right? Is it light for the summer? I don't ever drink. Janie, do you know that I don't drink, that I never have?
I guess I think I'm recalling that now.
Yeah.
When you've suggested Spindrift is the best alcoholic.
Because it's not alcoholic.
There's no alcohol in Spindrift.
There's no alcohol in Spindrift.
Fair
I
enough.
had something recently with my neighbor the other night called a ranch water. It was sort of like a skinny margarita, like a fizzy skinny margarita or something like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, this is refreshing as heck. I think I could probably drink a lot of those. I haven't, I don't know. What have you ever had something like that? Not you, Hal, but I guess Mark.
Yeah, I love a good hard seltzer kind of drink. I've never
Like a
had ranch
fizzy.
water. Yeah.
Yeah.
That made me nervous when you first mentioned it. I've not heard of it. And also my first thought when I hear there's a drink called ranch water, you can guess what I think is, the flavor of that. And
Well, like runoff water, like
ranch.
barnyard,
Like ranch dressing.
barnyard. Oh, okay.
My first thought was ranch, though I love the idea of horse ranch water. It's in the trough.
But that's a real issue with people that have animals on their land, like the runoff water.
Yeah. No, it is. It is.
Like you have to have certain elevation. Like I know people that have had. Okay, yeah.
I thought it was something like sort of like a dingy, rusty liquid. So it would look like there are definitely like horseshoe nails that were in this.
Yeah.
Mud.
Sam Waterston definitely does the commercials. Ranch water.
Ranch water. or Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. So, but I was like, but Sam Waterston could too, you know? I mean, he's trained. He's trained.
Sure.
He's trained. She's Yale drama, right? Yeah. Well, so also, you can't discount like a nice, like cold wine, like a light white wine or pink wine or orange wine. I love something like really drinkable like that.
Something sort of, I think it's going to be, I'm of two minds on this. I think we can have something refreshing and light that it's not too much alcohol in it, a little buzzy, but just something great for poolside. But then part of me goes, it's also summertime, and nothing says summer to me like a drink with a tiny umbrella in it. So then I go like frozen pina colada in a hurricane glass.
Oh my gosh, that would be delicious.
Right. That seems that's what, if I was shooting a scene that was summertime and I wanted to put a drink in someone's hand, it would probably be something like in a coconut or a hurricane glass or something, some frozen margarita, something tropical. Yeah.
Something that Tom Cruise in the movie Cocktail, when he goes to the Bahamas and he's like run away from the cocktail life.
Yeah.
In the big city. And he's like something that he would make, that character would make in that segment of that movie at that time.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Had I directed that movie, what would I have Tom Cruise making?
Like a Mai Tai or something, or like
a Mai Tai is a great one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like all of these choices. So it's hard for me to kind of zero in on the best, but I will say I probably would opt for the ranch water only because it's less sweet.
Okay.
Too much sugar. You get too much sugar and you're just having like desserts all day kind of in the form of an alcoholic beverage.
Bad for you.
You're going to be bad. You're going to be regretting that in 3 hours.
No calories in water, I should add. Even ranch water.
Point.
No matter how much alcoholic filth you put in it to make it look like that dirty
if you had a mocktail ranch water.
Yeah.
You might be able to get by with no calories. Like, cause it would be like lime and club soda and like, Yeah.
I think,
I don't drink carbonated drinks either.
Oh my gosh. Palate
That's
of
why
a
I didn't know what
7-year-old
was. That was the first thing.
What is the range of your drinking then?
I drink a lot of water.
Water.
Love apple juice.
Interesting.
Lemonade, fruit punch. We'll have that. Milk if there are cookies or like a piece of cake.
I do like milk myself,
but it's mostly water now. I'm just trying to hydrate and drink as much water as possible.
Yeah, I'm drinking water right now because it's warm, but
yeah. But it's a very limited range. Orange juice. I do like orange juice. I just don't have it a lot.
But can you pick the best summer alcoholic drink just based on vibe?
Yeah, I think
like if you're looking at.
Well, I was gonna throw one out there.
You don't have to worry about the taste. Okay, yeah.
Thrown out, please.
Maybe wouldn't be, which is Mike's Hard Lemonade. That feels like a summer drink.
Sure.
That's like the summer, bring a 6-pack to the beach or bring it to the poolside or to a barbecue or something like that. Like that is a drink you will find there. It's there, but I feel like I like ranch water just because I like the idea that we're telling people to drink something called ranch water.
Ranch water. And it has the word water in it, which sounds hydrating.
Sounds like it's good for you.
And the word ranch in it, which means it's delicious because everybody loves ranch.
The devil's greatest trick. Ranch water.
I think that's a good call, like the portability. Like a fancy drink in a coconut with an umbrella in it is cool, and it's great if you are at a bar, a tiki bar or somewhere that's going to be able to make that. But the portability of, throw a 6-pack in the cooler, and not a ton of people drink. Not everybody drinks beer, but generally you can, I don't think you can go wrong with some sort of hard seltzer, whether it's a ranch water.
Yeah.
That seems...
You've got that fizzy kind of light, refreshing side to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one down. Best summer alcoholic beverage is a hard seltzer, be it a White Claw, a Truly, a ranch water, any of those.
Or Topo Chico makes them too.
Topo Chico has a good one. I like theirs.
Topo Chico,
I've tried theirs.
Maybe Spindrift is missing out on a real opportunity here because someone who doesn't drink thought of you as a summer alcoholic drink. You don't have one. Like, get on it.
Good point.
Printing money right
Make
now.
this happen, Spindrift.
Asked and answered.
That one's asked and answered. Let's move on to the non-alcoholic summer beverage, the second half of this question.
Isn't it a toss-up between iced tea and lemonade?
Iced tea. I was going to say iced tea. Iced tea is my jam.
Like you can make it, like summertime makes the tea. You can just do the set it outside and it will brew itself.
The sun tea. Yeah.
It's got to be iced tea.
Do you like a sweet tea? You're both of the South.
We like the Southern stuff.
Yeah.
Me and Gags, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A sweet tea is, you know what? When I'm back home, I always order a half and half.
Half lemonade or half unsweetened?
No, half unsweetened and half sweet. It cuts down the sweetness a little.
Yeah. I see. That's the thing.
Sugar.
Sweet tea to me is a little much. Growing up, I would always order specifically, I'd like an iced tea unsweetened. Because in the South, you do have to say, if you order an iced tea, they'll bring you a sweet tea.
The default is sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told this story here before, but when Jennifer and I were engaged, when we were preparing to be wed, she had a bridal shower back home in her southern town. One of the gifts she received was like a pitcher set that was for sweet tea. And she was like, oh, thank y'all, because they don't have sweet tea where we live. They don't really have it.
Aww.
And the entire group of women in that room all at once in the exact same tone went, y'all don't have sweet tea? Like their voice ascended to the
That's
top
hilarious.
of Denali. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, I love that.
Y'all don't have sweet tea?
Y'all don't have sweet tea?
Y'all have sweet tea?
I don't know why I'm curious. Ken Plume has said that in the chat, has said that sun tea is a health hazard. I don't know how that, do we know how that could be the case?
Because it's just sitting there?
Like growing some bacteria or something? Or
like real ranch water?
Like actual ranch water, yeah. Well, you want your sun tea to be in the right runoff altitude,
she used to
elevation.
Make sun tea.
I like sun tea.
She's no longer with us. Did that kill her?
I thought that the sun actually infected things. Like that is like a thing.
Yeah, right? Like sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Yeah, it's because you're not boiling it. That's why it's less sanitary.
Listen,
I guess
there's
that's why, because you're not boiling the water. Oh,
thanks, Ken. Delicious sun tea. But iced tea is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Iced tea is definitely the best summertime drink.
Hard seltzer and an iced tea.
Hard seltzer and an iced tea. That's all you need.
If you get a Mike's Hard Lemonade plus a tea, then you have a drunken Arnold Palmer.
Ooh, that's called a John Daly, isn't it?
Yes, it's John Daly.
Yeah.
Just smoking cigarettes out on course. He doesn't care.
That's funny.
All right. What's our next topic, Hal?
This is from Frank Doodle Willis, which
Frankie Doodles.
I always expect the doodle to be in quotes, but I'm glad it's not. I'm glad that is part of your name, Frank, and I'm glad you're here. You suggested
Frankie D.
Frankie, good old Frankie D. Window blinds, vertical or horizontal?
This is so easy.
This is easy. Horizontal. All the way.
There's never a situation where vertical is anything.
Really? Why?
Vertical blinds have gotten in the way so many times. Just generally in life, the little clips that are holding them up there.
Oh,
one of those gets broken, then they just one goes sliding across the floor.
Vertical blind. They make noise when you're doing them, and there's and you can't I don't know.
They're hard to peek out of too. The horizontal ones you can separate and sort of
That's exactly right.
You can't neighbor spy through horizontal blinds as easily.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, definitely.
Or through vertical, I mean. Yeah.
Did you all do the trick? We've all, I'm sure in our time in Los Angeles, we've all been here for a long enough time to have lived somewhere, rented somewhere that had the vertical blinds. Did you ever do the trick like I did where you got a hole punch? Because one of them, it's not that they would even fall out. It would just break. And then you would flip it upside down, hole punch.
Put it back in.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I never did. That's a good move. I would always just try to make a duct tape refix the tab with duct tape or something up there. For whatever it was, they were never entirely intact. My vertical blinds have never been intact in an apartment that I got.
I will say between vertical and horizontal, I feel like I've only ever seen one style and version of vertical. But as far as horizontal, they come in an array, they could be thin, they could be fat, they could be those wooden slat ones, they could be, the metal type or and But I never, like the vertical ones, I feel like they're only ever those white, like plastic kind of like sticks.
Thick, white, flat plastic.
Sticks, yeah.
We have accordion style. That's not exactly what they're called. They're like sort of like a paper kind of thing.
Sure.
They crunch up and then they extend.
They're kind of a pleated.
Yes.
Yeah. Like a pleated.
They're so good at keeping the
I
light
love a
out.
roller shade. I'm a real roller shade person.
You pull
like
up
the thick.
Or with the side,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like with an opacity, just a slight I'm actually facing my windows right now. They have, you can tell they're lighting me, but it's not.
Diffused light.
Diffused light.
Yeah. It's delightful lighting, by the way.
It is.
It looks like it looks like we should hear the birds chirping.
I know, because the sun is making the trees dapple. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Dapple. What a great word.
I know. I'd never used dapple. I'm gonna start using dapple more.
But I mean, I think we're in consensus.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Horizontal
blinds.
blinds. Yeah.
Horizontal.
All right.
Like crazy.
Dina McIntosh asks, tacos, corn tortillas or flour tortillas?
Another easy.
Really? I'm of multiple minds on this. I think this might require a little diving, but I'm so curious what the easy is.
I mean, I'm like flour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flour.
You're a flour person?
I also like a soft.
I mean, once you've had like a freshly made flour tortilla, like either in the LA area or Texas or something, in the Tex-Mex place, it's like, it's so good.
I do love I like a corn tortilla because you get the variety though. You can have two different kinds. And this specifically is for tacos. It's not mentioning, fajitas or burritos or anything else, but specifically for tacos, I like that a corn tortilla can be a hard shell taco where it's, fried and formed. And it can also be just the warmed up, grilled, sort of soft corn tortillas of street tacos. So I can either get my garbage Taco Bell tacos, hard shell.
With the crunchies.
Yeah, the crunchy shell.
I will say this. This is another argument toward a flour tortilla is whenever I'm having tacos or anything like that, I'm usually taking down an entire basket of chips and salsa.
That's a good point.
So it's sort of like I'm getting my corn fix, if you will.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So just
as part of the meal,
as part of it.
The tortilla chips, you are getting your corn tortilla in that
I love
format.
chips and salsa so much.
Oh, it's my favorite.
In front, if you're at a restaurant where they kind of come and bring you the fresh baskets of that's dangerous for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can never say whenever they come for chips, I'm always like, yeah.
Yep. 100% more chips.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes. Yes. Yeah. It's the best when you're at a restaurant where they bring you that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like when they don't ask.
Yes,
they just shows up.
I don't want them to ask because then they're putting the onus on you as opposed to here's another basket. I noticed that was empty and that's not acceptable here. So here's a basket of chips.
Yeah. Just keep them coming, man. Just as soon as I sit down. Oh yeah. I love me some chips and salsa. Or in the case of, salsa and beer, if you've ever been to that restaurant, it is chips and bean dip that they bring. And that bean dip is dangerous and just
really what
unlimited
is it?
Bean dip.
Do you know this place, Hal? I've never heard of this place.
No, I've never heard. It sounds
salsa
like
and beer.
Silver Lake.
No, salsa and beer is deep North Hollywood. It's a deep North Hollywood spot. Yeah. It's like every time I go, there's a super long line out the door and it's where every Mexican American family in the neighborhood has their birthday parties.
Oh.
Yeah. I have to go. And is the bean dip like the default that they bring with the chips?
Absolute default. There is a salsa bar. It is called Salsa and Beer. There's a salsa bar that you can go up to and pick from a dozen different kinds of salsa. But the default is this bean dip that just shows up with it.
Let's plan a lunch.
Oh man.
Yeah, I want to go right now. I'm starving.
It's so good. And also the interior, it's designed to look like a ranch. I don't know if they have ranch water, but they definitely have
I bet they have ranch water.
Yeah, it looks like a Ponderosa.
Well, they might only have beer. It depends on if they have alcohol or not.
Oh, they have alcohol.
I mean, the beer. They have the beer.
Yeah.
Oh, they have like tequila and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of this topic.
Flour.
Yeah.
Soft corn tortillas are not good. You know that, right?
They're not my favorite. They also crumble a lot easier.
They cannot withstand. I mean, when you get them crispy, even then, any liquid, and there's like any good taco is going to have some liquid in there somewhere. Immediately, like you got that, it's like perforated. It can pull apart really easy. Like when you would use your like tongue on your finger to make a piece of paper come apart easy. Like that's what happens with a taco. Then the soft one doesn't have the structural integrity in the first place. So you just, it's like it becomes a wet rag that you're then trying to close and eat, falls apart, nightmare scenario. You can't even scoop it up with what's left. The flour's just
gotta be flour.
The flour ones, if you go to like an El Tarasco, they're the size of elephant ears. You can't put, if you get fajitas, if you get fajita, you could put like 3 plates worth and you'd still be folding. Like, it's like a parachute from gym class. That's the size of it. And then
by the time you're doing it, you just twist it at the top and it's like an old timey money bag.
And their chips are huge.
Ooh.
Look,
so good.
It sounds like this feels like an upset to me because corn tortillas do feel like the default for tacos. If I'm thinking tacos, I'm thinking hard shell. I'm thinking corn tortilla, but for structural integrity, I've never had a taco that didn't snap along the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the flour tortilla, I think this is asked and answered. Flour tortillas.
There you have it.
Flour.
Look at that. Well, let's take a quick break. And, when we come back, we will continue cleaning the slate. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
All right. We will be right back.
Do this with me. Fast forward to the end of 2024. Think of your goals. What can you do right now to give yourself the best chance of succeeding? Well, if you want to learn a new language, you absolutely should get Babbel. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel's tips and tools are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching. So you're ready to practice what you've learned in the real world. Babbel has over 16 million subscriptions sold. Plus, all of Babbel's 14 award-winning language courses are backed by their 20-day money-back guarantee. Now, I have lived in Los Angeles for over 23 years. I finally decided it was time to start learning Spanish. I've been using Babbel to help me do it, and I absolutely love it. I love the conversationality of it. It does feel like I'm being trained to use Spanish in real-life situations. And what's really great is they have speech recognition technology that can help me improve my pronunciation. And for me, that's a big deal. If I'm going to speak somebody else's language, I want to try to pronounce everything properly. Now, if you want to get started learning a language, here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/gotthis. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/gotthis, spelled BABBEL.com/GOTTHIS. Got this. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Since 2017, Maximum Film has had the same slogan.
The podcast that's not just a bunch of straight white guys.
Ooh, we've learned something over the years. Some people out there really do not like that slogan.
Listen, we love straight white guys.
Well, some of them.
But if there's one thing we can't change, it's who we are.
I'm Iffy, a comedian who was on strike last year in 2 different unions.
I'm Drea. I've been a producer and film festival programmer for decades.
And I'm Alonzo, a film critic who literally wrote the book on queer Hollywood.
You can listen to us talk movies and the movie biz every week on Maximum Film.
We may not be straight white guys, but we love movies, and we know what we're talking about.
Listen to Maximum Film on Maximum Fun or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Oh, darling, why won't you accept my love?
My dear, even though you are a duke, I could never love you. You borrowed a book from me and never returned it.
Save yourself from this terrible fate by listening to Reading Glasses.
We'll help you get those borrowed books back and solve all your other reader problems.
Reading Glasses, every Thursday on Maximum Fun.
All right, we are back. I have the next topic incoming. This is combined.
Oh.
We had two different people, Jason Gotzel and Jessica Redford, asking best time display format, analog or digital. Is analog even really a thing anymore?
You mean like the hands of a clock?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So cause look, I have a smartwatch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can change it to look like old timey with the hands of a clock.
Yeah, you can do the Mickey Mouse with that. You can do the classic Mickey Mouse clock.
Oh, I do love that it's...
I do the Snoopy, but that's
pretty great.
That's just a personal preference.
I gotta say, I'm a fan of...
I like that.
I'm a fan of the analog clock. I like the analog clock. I liked learning about it as a kid. We've had digital clocks and watches our whole lives. I think there's something classy about a really nice analog watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would, the work of art that is a grandfather clock would not be the same if the display was digital. I mean, I understand. This almost feels like a form versus function question, because the function of it takes a fraction of a second less to see what time it is when you're looking at a digital clock than looking at an analog one. But I think there's more beauty in an analog clock. And there's something nice about that. What do y'all think?
I'm kind of a digital person.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah, the digital kind of replaced analog because
I feel like I understand the art argument.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen some beautiful digital interfaces, but something about the way that I respond to organizing my life and day and time, the numbers they hit different when I'm looking at
fair.
When I'm looking at 12:52 and it's 8 minutes, there's a layer removed. So if I'm just thinking, I guess that goes along with your form versus function argument, but I'm kind of a function over form person, I think. So
yeah, that's fair.
I think there's an accuracy issue, right? Because grandfather clock, I love a cuckoo clock. We had a cuckoo clock when I was a kid, and I just was sitting there wrapped waiting for the hour for that little bird to come
we
out.
got a cuckoo clock.
We
got a cuckoo clock. Oh yeah.
What does it do? Does it just regular cuckoo cuckoo, or is it
a
cool?
Yeah.
Love it.
On the hour.
I gotta get a cuckoo.
Comes
clock.
out, has its little flappy wings. It's a real situation.
Do you have to turn it off at a certain time of day? We're going to bed now. We don't want to hear cuckoo cuckoo in the middle of the night every hour.
Sensor on it, so when it's dark, it doesn't make the noise at night.
A smart cuckoo clock. And is that analog?
Yes, it's analog.
Yeah.
Battery operated.
Too, that, it's battery operated. The battery runs out. All of a sudden the clock's bad. If you have an analog watch that you don't wind, then that's going to slow and become inaccurate. That's the whole thing of digital.
Yeah,
even though
your
you can
digital
set it
runs out. Your digital battery runs out, instantly.
Yeah.
You're not looking at it going oh, it's still 3:00.
Yes. Yeah, you're not.
It's been 3:00 all day.
It's been 3:00. Really, it's I have so much extra time than I thought. You look at it and it's blank.
Yeah,
you're pretty clear that the battery has run out.
Yep.
I guess accuracy wise, don't people with the Rolexes? Aren't they supposed to be the most accurate, the second hand and all that business?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And they
so I guess if you
wind and do all
have
that stuff.
a Rolex, but not everyone, Mark, I guess, can wear a Rolex. So
listen, I mean, this is my watch and it is digital, but it does have a little analog watch on it as well.
Oh, it's got both.
It's got both. Yeah. It's got a little one in the corner and then
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Thanks.
How do you wear a watch, Hal?
I do. I wear a Fitbit that is also a watch that I'm not holding anywhere near the camera.
Yeah, we're smartwatch people. Yeah.
You mentioned the second hand. If I may, I'm just playing devil's advocate for the analog watch or the analog clock. It is rarer, I think, to find the seconds on a digital clock than on an analog clock as well. I remember many an hour sitting in school looking at that analog clock on the wall and just watching that second hand make spins.
It's like
poured out of my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. It slows down. It's like click, click.
Yep.
Click, click.
Click.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like a second hand. I don't know. I am an analog clock and watch person, but the point of the show, as deemed at the top, we are objectively answering subjective questions. So my subjectivity on analog will easily be trumped by both the ubiquity and precision and ease of a digital clock. So
I would also be willing to wager that even people I have this on my wrist. It tells time every time I look at it. But if I want to know what time it is, 9 times out of 10, I pick up my phone and look at that.
Yeah.
That is numbers. It is not an analog clock. It makes it easy. I don't think kids today even get to do the paper plates and pipe cleaners.
Yeah,
to
I
learn
can see.
the hands.
They would probably look. It's like when they encounter a phone booth and they're like, "What is this?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they might see an analog clock and they're like, "But how do we know what time it is?"
Yeah. How would anyone be able to read this? It's going to go the way of the abacus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the second half of this. So we've established that digital is better than analog. That's asked and answered. Clifton Donahue asks, clock time format, 12-hour or 24-hour?
Oh, this is so easy. I can't even.
Go ahead.
Can't even. 12-hour.
Yeah.
I hate 24-hour format.
I think frequently the people that use it are insufferable.
Yeah. Military, European.
When I see people on planes and they hold up their iPhones and it says 22, whatever, I'm like, I hope you miss your flight. I mean, is there ever a time when you're going by the 24-hour format or communicating with people where you're
military. I think it's military and it's what
Not
they use
in
in
the
Europe.
military.
Yeah.
And in Europe, I know, but they also use other weird things in Europe that we don't do here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a 12-hour. You can say AM or PM. That's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
It's way easier. You don't want to have to do math because you have to do math otherwise. It's never 21 o'clock.
No.
2100
Which is
hours,
what,
2142.
Yeah.
That's 9 o'clock. Yes.
At night.
Yes.
Right.
9 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just
hate
weird.
It.
I don't,
They also flipped the calendar date, where it'll be the month first. The day first and then the month. And
that to me makes way more sense.
June
but that can mess you up if you don't know.
Yeah. That's if you're just doing the number slash number
6, 7. Yeah.
Yep.
I actually really like that because that makes more logical sense to me.
Small, bigger, big.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that.
Yeah. Day, month, year. that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
month,
but
day, year feels
that's not
backward.
the standardized way here.
Yeah.
And that's, we always do these things that are confusing.
Yeah. We got our own shorthand. You say December 25th. You don't say 25th December. I don't even know.
Yeah. I think when I'm talking about writing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. But
I'll write out the word instead of all the number slash.
Yeah.
TWENTYFIFTH.
Janie doesn't know how to
December
write
the
numbers.
25th.
She writes everything in words.
Yeah. Every single thing out.
Every single thing is words.
I never use numerical.
Yeah.
Ever. Ever.
Take that, Arab numerals.
Yeah.
Everything looks like a wedding invitation because everything's spelled out.
Calligraphy.
Yeah. It's all calligraphy.
Oh, man.
But a great paper.
Yeah.
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 No. There you go. 12-hour digital clocks are the best. That is the perfect clock, right?
12-hour.
Yeah.
12.
All right. I have got one from Leslie Harkins. Leslie Harkins wants to know, Oh, this is another one that feels like a pretty easy one.
Oh.
Shower door or shower curtain?
Oh.
I mean, if you have a
Door.
shower curtain, it's because you don't have a door on the shower. I think I know I would always prefer a shower door to a shower
Door.
curtain.
Yeah.
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree, I prefer a shower door. Shower doors require more constant maintenance. You can't just throw a shower door in the wash. If you don't have a squeegee and you're not constantly taking the droplets off of it,
Good point.
will. We had that. We had like basically scaling. And then
Oh, just like
yeah.
the white, where it's just like white.
We have hard water here in Los Angeles.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
Or you have to get that shower spray stuff, the daily.
The shower
which
spray,
we
but
do.
even, I mean, like, yeah, you have to be on top of it. You have to
You gotta be on
clean
top.
yourself and then you clean the shower.
But have you ever taken a shower with like a shower curtain and there might be like a draft and the curtain like touch it, like
Hate it.
slaps against your leg or whatever and you're like, ugh,
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah. Get this thing away from me. And a shower door, like it feels like a shower curtain. If it's a shower that has a bathtub attached as well, I don't know. Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, if it is a shower tub attached combo, does the door get in the way? Like you can move the shower curtain out of the way of a bath and then have the whole room and, you know, you're a master of the whole domain. You're still going to be enclosed if you're taking a bath in one that has a door. That
I had
said,
a sliding door over the bathtub at when I was a kid. The bathroom that I got to use.
the metal rack that's attached to the edge.
Yeah.
100%.
Slides. And then it had like a handle and you could put a towel in the handle.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know.
So much better.
I don't know why it had the towel rack on both sides where I grew up in the one in our house.
For the inside.
Oh, for the wash. Oh, cause I guess like, why would I put I always thought like, why would I
or
put
like
my
a
towel
grab
on
bar,
this?
kind of a grab bar scenario.
Yeah.
You know.
Probably
Yeah,
not
what
as
if you're
sturdy
so
as like
tall?
a grab bar, like in the wall or,
Yeah.
you know.
But it'll slow you down.
Yeah.
it won't
That
stop
handle over the
you
soap
falling.
dish, also, not great for bracing yourself. Mine broke off when I was a kid and it sliced my hand. And it wasn't like that big a deal. But for a second, I saw stars. And I was like, am I bleeding out? And then it's just like a little, actually,
I mean, you could have broken your wrist or
I have
something,
a
you
little
know.
scar right here. There's no way you'll be able to see it. Maybe. I don't know if you.
But whenever I've seen those, they're usually so like
That's fun.
welded to the, to the tile or whatever. So that's an unusual thing to break.
It broke. It was just weak and it
That's
broke.
unusual.
It didn't come off. Yeah, like the handle snapped and had a sharp edge. And now I have a scar. My battle scars from
dangerous. Showers are dangerous. Like a lot of accidents occur.
They
true.
are.
In the showers.
This is true.
Be careful, people.
Practice good
Do you think
movement hygiene.
Do you think in Psycho, if Janet Leigh had had a door to hold on to, that she might have lived?
Right, Psycho could never have existed if it was door versus curtain.
Right.
Because you needed the curtain to create the shock.
Yeah.
Talking about when
he pulls it back. Yeah.
He pulls it back and it's like, right.
Yeah.
Another thing though that I do like about a shower curtain, and Psycho made me think of this, is that you can get fun. There are more fun options in shower curtains than there are
definitely
in doors. Like I had one years ago that was a world map, like in my dorm, I think I had the world map one. And then we had, my buddy had the Psycho one that used to be able to buy at Universal Studios. It was the shadow of Mother on the other side of the curtain.
I would not have that one.
Yeah.
That one I would not do.
That was pretty great. If you're in the shower,
you could do like the clear one. Like I think I had one once that was like clear, but it had like fish on it. So it looked like an aquarium, but you could still kind of see through, but not, the clear plastic ones.
In our hall, we have the plastic liner. And the outside is a white and pink because we have pink rugs. It's the pink bathroom.
Yeah.
And so you get to like sort of dress up the room that way. But I still like the one with the doors way back. By the way, she wouldn't have been stabbed because he pulls that curtain all the way back and then he's got full stabbing access.
Yeah.
If you just slide the door, she could just hide behind the other door.
Yeah, just be
That's
around the
right.
other side. Then he'd be
Just
reaching around.
take the door and slide it on his arm and hurt his arm.
Then
grab the knife when you pin his arm with the door. Then it might make him drop the knife. Then she could have grabbed it and then like started stabbing his hand.
Yeah.
In his
and then
arm.
she would have been like, Norman?
Wait, what are you doing? Why are you dressed up like your mother? Also, why are you trying to stab me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I better get out
That's
of
the
here with all this
conversation
money.
we wanted to know.
We're really trying to help out an embezzler right now, guys.
Yeah. She didn't see a way out.
All right. Well, it's definitely, Leslie, it is shower door.
Yes. All right.
Asked
this
and
is a
answered.
good one. We've talked about crackers before.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Ray Smotherman. Graham crackers, or he wrote vanilla wafers, but I think he's referring to Nilla wafers.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Is there an
favorite.
apostrophe before the N in Nilla wafers?
I don't think there is. I think they're just Nilla wafers. Probably because there's not real vanilla in there.
True. I think a Nilla wafer has more flavor. It's got a lot more flavor. It's a cookie. Like, I feel like one is a cookie and one is a cracker. I love graham crackers though.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, they're one of my favorites.
I say Nilla.
Yeah.
Nilla.
Yeah. I mean, the cookie is going to beat the cracker, I think, pretty easily.
Any day.
Yeah.
Of the week.
Yeah. And you can, and I do love Nilla wafers and banana pudding. That is such a,
that is
I mean, you as a
classic.
Southerner as well. Yeah. That it's such a
now
staple.
I have a question about your graham cracker consumption.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that you consume them? Is it like, oh, this is a dessert and I'm going to have it like with milk or something like that? Or is it more like a snack in the middle of the day where you have like an apple and some graham crackers? Like,
yeah,
what?
It's a middle of the day snack for me. And I will break it into those 4 little sticks that you can break it into and then just munch on those little sticks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love a graham cracker. I think it goes back to childhood for me. It goes back to when I was a kid, and that was always the break, like whenever we would get a break in the school day.
The snack.
Yeah, it was always a graham cracker and a little carton of milk and nap time on the mats. Yeah.
Okay.
Love that. Love that. So that permanently created a synapse in my brain that is all for Team Graham Cracker. That said, I do love a Nilla wafer, and I do think they have more flavor. There's more going on. The texture is better.
Yeah.
Nilla wafers.
Great treat. Great banana pudding, obviously. That would put it over the top.
Banana pudding.
Mm-hmm.
I worked as a day camp counselor for years, and we would have snack time. That would be part of it. You distribute all the snacks. And when we had graham crackers, it was like, oh, this is going to be a huge mess. And also these suck without some chocolate and a marshmallow. Like, I understand if it's something you had a lot.
Oh, sure. The s'mores.
That's really its job, is to be that or in teddy bear shape. And then it's a cookie. But it's not.
Then it's a cookie. And it's more sweet, and it almost tastes like a Nilla wafer.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Nilla wafers are so much better.
PB&J on a graham cracker is pretty good too, though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never had that.
Try PB&J on a graham cracker. It's good.
I guess the peanut butter would hold it together. Well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just saying. And they're it's 2 squares wide. So you just pop it in the middle. You've got a tiny little peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a graham cracker as the bread. That is a delightful snack.
Life hack.
I mean, I would definitely try that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do it.
Over a tablecloth or a garbage can, just to make sure that it catches all the crumbs.
Yeah, because it's going to break apart when you start eating.
100%. Yeah.
Well, so that asked and answered, it's Nilla wafers.
Definitely Nilla wafers.
All right.
Correct.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry,
graham cracker people.
Sorry, Alexander Graham Cracker.
I know I've talked about my favorite all-time cereal on this show before. Did either of you, Janie, I'll ask you this because I know I've asked Hal. Have you ever had S.W. Graham cereal? It was back in the day. It was like a 90s cereal. It was like shredded wheat, but it was Graham. It was like shredded Graham squares, and they were
S.W. Graham. Have you been able to find it? It's like an out of print cereal?
It's a discontinued out of print cereal.
S.W. Graham. I've never heard of such a thing.
Oh, yeah.
S.W. Graham. The artwork was very Saturday Evening Post.
Yes, it's very Saturday Evening Post.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it.
So you remember it how?
No, I just looked it up just to be like, what is this? Because I know he has talked about it, but I've never seen it before in my life.
My
Okay,
all-time
so you had to
favorite.
find it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Tyler Pace wants to know, for a bathroom pit stop on a road trip, rest area or gas station?
I think a
That's
rest area.
kind of a hard. That's kind of hard.
Yeah?
But I think I'm more rest area
Why is that?
because I've been in some gas station bathrooms that are, I feel like there's a rest area. I don't know. I feel like they're all stainless steel or something. Like you kind of, it's just not feels more hygienic or something.
So you think that the rest area bathrooms...
But I'll tell you one more thing.
Mhm.
It removes the interaction you have to have with the cashier person. Like, oh, you have a facility. And then it's like, then they give you a giant spoon with a key, maybe, or,
Sure.
and then you have to wait outside. There's always someone in there. Then you have to wait outside.
Mhm.
You go in a rest area, there might be like 5 stalls.
Mm-hmm.
You go right in. You're not going to wait. You don't have to have a human interact,
Yeah. I think that
I don't know. That's
it is
just
that
sort
it's,
of my,
there's one thing I think that the bathroom is probably better at a rest area than in a gas station, generally speaking. I would offer up truck stop as the best of these choices because those bathrooms are always well stocked, pretty well kept.
Right.
For me, it's about the one reason that I enjoy the gas station version of this is because I can do more than just make it a bathroom pit stop. I can grab a snack. I can fill up my car. I can go to the bathroom. I can do everything that I need to stop for in one thing. Like I don't like a rest area. All I can do is go to the bathroom.
but I kind of,
eat?
What's
I
that?
kind of feel like it's a separate stop. Like you're stopping for the gas and the fun snacks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, if you have to use the bathroom, fine. But then once you drink the drinks and the stuff, like in 20 minutes, you're just going to be like, pull off to rest area.
Yeah. And the question is for a bathroom pit stop, not just for a pit stop.
Not
I would
for
say
like,
for a pit stop,
not for stocking up the car. Cause you might have started with like a whole batteries and the different chips and drinks and candy. Twizzlers are one. I think Twizzlers you need.
Sure. Or the nibs.
Pringles.
Sorry, nibs.
Pringles I like on a.
Chex Mix.
Combos on a road trip for me.
Corn pops. You ever do corn
nuts?
Corn nuts. Sorry, corn nuts. Yeah.
Yep. Or corn pops for a sweet crunchy treat.
You know what? I like the idea of just having a big box of cereal that I'm just eating handfuls out of on a road
Your
trip.
SW, whatever.
My SW Graham.
Yeah, SW Graham. If you find a place that sells that, then you know they haven't been visited for a while. Yeah, like a rest stop, number one, is usually maintained by the state.
Mhm.
So it's going to be taken care of a little bit better. The gas station, you have a really good chance of having, those checklists of like, this employee cleaned the bathroom at this time. Those look like the card in a library book that nobody has taken out for 20 years. Like the last one is like Chester Copperpot from the Goonies.
Yeah.
The last one to clean that bathroom.
I just feel like the rest stop too, like you're kind of pulling in, you see a bunch of cars, there's people with families, like, there's something that feels a little more chill about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not, like you're entering into like the whole convenience store situation and there's such a range of what that could be like, you know, like
There's
you said, a
usually-
truck stop might have a more modern, they might even have like fried chicken for sale or, like stuff like
Oh yeah.
that.
Boiled peanuts if you're in the South.
You get some boiled peanuts, you do, everything, but buy a lottery ticket,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But it could be bad. It could be like scary. Whereas someone's like behind a bulletproof
Yeah.
thing and you're,
as far
they're
as like
not friendly. They're not
the
friendly,
fear factor of it all.
Yeah.
What about at night? Would you go to a rest area? Because at rest area at night doesn't ever seem as well lit.
Sailor's Delight.
Boo. Like at night, a rest area kind of makes me nervous.
They're lit up.
Some.
I guess it depends on how busy it is at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every place is so populated all the time now. I feel like, I haven't been on a road trip though.
Yeah. When was the last road trip you took?
Gosh. Man. That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, you're due. Take a road trip. Hit up the rest. Hit up all the rest stops and tell us how they are.
Because we have both Paul and I, we drive electric cars. I guess the last time I went on a road trip was just to Palm Springs in January with my girlfriends.
There you go.
But that's only a 2-hour drive.
You might still have to go though.
Yeah.
And we don't do rest stop. We do convenience store. Yeah. But I have this theory about playing the lottery.
What's that?
Like if you're on a road trip and you pull off, you should always get a lottery ticket because whenever you're like, oh, you read who won the lottery, it's usually like, it was in Palmdale or, and you're like, where is that? Like you have no idea where it is. So if you're ever somewhere kind of weird.
Yeah.
Just get yourself those Mega Millions on your way out.
Yeah. It's never, ooh, can we hear it?
Can you hear it? I don't have all the windows open too. I think
you guys are really making me want a cuckoo clock now.
Yeah.
All right. For the bathrooms, rest area, asked and answered. Yes?
Yeah.
I say rest area.
Rest area, sure. Asked and answered.
Bathroom. Yeah.
Literally, it's there. It's just bathrooms. It's there.
It's why it exists.
Yeah. Always pick the thing that's for the thing.
Correct. All right. One last question from Teresa Marie Weiler. Hope I said that right. Best preparation for corn on the cob. So you could grill it. I guess you could fry it if you wanted to, or you can boil it in water.
Fry it?
You could.
I guess technically.
Cob? I don't know.
Are we talking about just like cooking it or serving it?
But like preparation, how you prepare it. So like a grill versus boiling in water. We used to
because like sometimes you go in Mexican street, Cuban street, and they do that with the cheese and the
the elote,
the elote corn.
Elote,
yeah, and that's grilled. That is grilled.
So that's grilled, and then they put like the butter and the
cilantro
salty thing, so good.
I love grilled corn on the cob. I like the char marks that it gets.
Interesting.
When I grill corn on the cob, though, I always cover it in butter first and wrap it up in aluminum foil. And then do it on the grill in foil. We've tried doing it like still in the husks and seeing if it would do the same thing, but the silks become such a giant pain.
Yeah, because then it's hot when you're trying to take the silks off and it's like hot to touch. Yeah.
I love corn on the cob because you still get the grilled char even through the foil. It will still char. But you're also getting the butter absorbed into it because it's wrapped up tight in the foil.
In the crevices.
Yeah.
We get it. I'm a big fan of that version.
I love corn on the cob so much, but sometimes I just call it a butter delivery system.
Oh yeah.
Because like, I just like to slather it. Like slather it in butter.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
And then do you put the 2 little forks in and eat it there? Or do you take the knife and cut all the pieces out?
I did. We have the little
little holders
things. I have a couple different kinds. The ones that look like corns on the cob.
Yeah.
And then the plastic pegs, Okay. But sometimes you have to be careful with those because like if it's skinny on the end and you accidentally eat to the end, you could bite into one of the spears.
Ooh,
you have to cut the end off. So you have a nice
deep little surface.
Yeah.
Lop off the end so you've got cob to spear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now sometimes I'm lazy and if I'm just making like a dinner at home, I'll just wrap it in a damp paper towel and put it in the microwave.
Oh, that works?
You can steam it in the microwave.
Oh yeah? How long does it take? Like 30 seconds? 45?
No, it's like 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, probably. I can't remember. Like I always have to Google it every single time. Yeah. Probably like 8 to 10 minutes or something like that.
At that point, I probably would boil it because it takes about the same amount of
or
time.
Steam it. You could steam it too, like in a basket because then your water steaming versus boiling. You get the boil point so much quicker with like 2 inches of water versus gallons of water, right?
And do you lose some of the flavor if you boil it? Does some of the like corn flavor of it leach out into the water?
You think so?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
I think any preparation sounds good. Like everything we're describing is good to me, but
yeah, grilling is fun because you do it. Like I like to do like shrimp skewers. I'll marinate some shrimp, do the shrimp skewers and the corn together because neither of them take that long to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do the same thing. I don't like grill marks on corn. Like I don't want to I don't want any of those sweet kernels to be charred. Nothing wrong with it for if that's what you like, but that's the beauty of the foil wrap is it keeps it from burning.
Keeps in the butter inside. I don't have a grill, so, you know.
Yeah, we just got one, just a little one, and we don't have any outdoor space because it's a, second floor apartment with no like fire escape or balcony, but we can just take that. We've been taking that to assorted LA parks that have grill areas. Nice. So we'll just throw the little, mini travel grill in the car, take that out with us and charcoal grill out at the parks. And it's great.
Whoa, that's fun.
It's super fun. We've been doing it a few times. You just put like charcoal? You get like the briquettes? Yeah, charcoal briquettes. And
like the water fluid and then
that's it. Yeah.
That's all you need?
That's all you need. And, there's hot coal places at most of the parks around here. There's, there's like the hot coal pits. So when we're done, we just dump the coals into the pits and go about our merry way. It's cool. It's like having
you got to be responsible because it's fire season.
Yeah, exactly.
Janie, if you think of like any activity that you could think of that you're like, it'd be fun to do that at some point, but you're probably not going to do it.
Yeah.
Mark is doing it. Mark has done all of it. Everything is like, you look at it, you go like, oh, that sounds kind of fun to do. And then when it comes time to do it, you're like, I'm just going to put it in the microwave or I'll just do it.
Yeah.
I'll make things the hardest way possible.
Not hardest. It's fun.
What?
Like
I feel it. No, you're living your life. You're like living life to the fullest. You're not.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. I'll live the adventurous version of, but it is sort of the more difficult way to do it. And there may be something to say for it. The best prep being the simplest way to get corn from
in your belly.
Yeah, exactly. From
what's the fastest way to get it from the fridge into your belly?
Yeah.
I think
that might be like, it might be the grilling because it's so hot because it's so high temp.
Yeah, it's so hot. It's so fast. I think grilling's the best way to go.
Grilling wrapped in foil though. You don't want to put
the butter and the salt and pepper and stuff. Maybe a little seasoned salt. You do the little seasoned salt. I don't know.
Ooh, maybe you know what?
Paprika, just a little garlic salt.
Yeah.
I realize that this is not just a corn preparation, but I do the best version that I know of boiling is when it's boiling in a crawfish boil. Along with all the other, potatoes, carrots, and corn going in with the crawfish. Yeah.
Yeah, like where I'm from, it's called like frogmore stew.
Frogmore stew?
Yeah, and it's not because we don't have the crawfish, we have shrimp. So it's shrimp, potatoes, corn, and kielbasa sausage.
Oh wow!
Ooh yeah,
everything's got
like chunks of the kielbasa sausage, and it's like or Beaufort boil. They call it Beaufort boil. Yeah.
Oh, sounds amazing.
This whole thing is making me hungry.
You put in like Old Bay or whatever in there, and the only thing I like that a lot, but you do have to add the butter after. I mean, you got to butter that corn and the potatoes.
Yeah, you still have to get that butter going.
You probably have to time the potatoes are cooked maybe the potatoes first and yeah.
Do you ever, just thinking of how much butter you mentioned that you use on your corn, once you have put the pegs in, do you ever just straight up bring the stick of butter
and then
just roll the corn over it?
Yeah.
I don't that, but I don't deny others that version.
Yeah.
But like, I kind of like if you bring your butter out in advance. So it's a nice, like soft tackiness,
Yeah.
And then you could sort of spread it. So it's not like super cold and you have to have it melt or whatever,
Right.
Yeah. But also I've seen people do like where they'll take like a paper or they'll put like a giant butter chunk on a paper towel and then rub it around the corn.
You can also
do that
if
to
you
get
have
it smothered.
If you have the two stabbers, there are corn dishes that we had some that were shaped like corns on the cob. We may still have them. I don't know.
Whoa, I gotta look on eBay for those because that's great.
You put the butter in there and then you spin.
And then you spin it.
Mm-hmm.
There is no more wedding registry item than that.
That is you're right. Because when you're doing a plate of food and one of the side dishes is corn on the cob, it balances the whole plate of the food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cause it's like unwieldy on the, like next to your, you know.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Next to neat piles of things.
Yeah.
You've got this one big knob log.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe that's the key there. I'm definitely looking into those on like eBay or something.
Yeah, you don't want your plate to look like when Clifford the Big Red Dog sits on a teeter-totter. That's what
corn, you're too big for this plate.
Yeah, you won't fit in there, corn. Don't be silly.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Grilled corn. Asked and answered. We did it.
We did it. We
Grilled
cleaned the
corn
slate.
with the butter. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
And it seemed like that we had a lot of similar, we were in, except maybe the graham cracker, but I don't know, like we were on we had a lot of, or in the digital versus analog, but like we were very aligned.
Yeah. I'll be over here with my analog clock and my graham crackers.
Yeah.
But, aside from that, I mean, these were great topics.
Yes.
A couple of them were like, of course it's this, which I love.
We like layups here. They don't all have to be vexing.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be difficult every time.
Yeah. It's
all right.
Too much information coming at us as it is.
That's right.
Well, how do you want to get your information to the people out there, Janie? Plug away. What are you working on? What do you want people to hear, see? Thank you for being here so much. It is always a treat. And
thank you so much for having me.
You make us laugh, and you're delightful.
Yes.
I had such a nice time. Please, if you want to check out what I'm up to, I have a best-selling Substack. It's called Weekend Water, and you can find it at weekendwater.substack.com. And that links directly to my monthly podcast I do with my partner and spouse, Paula Tompkins. We put out a monthly podcast called Stay F Homekins, which you can find wherever you listen to podcasts. We also put out more episodes than just the monthly, but to subscribe to our weekend to get those drops. We do things like reaction podcasts to Vanderpump Rules. We did one to the
my God.
And just like that. People really like the reaction stuff. And we also do movie watch alongs where you can sync up our voices with the movie, and it's like you can watch the movie with us in the room, but it's not really us. It's just our voices. So all of that's there on the Substack. Other than that, I'm on Instagram at Lebanese Looker. I sometimes post there what I'm up to. I've been less and less into the social media. Just the algorithms are frustrating, and they're not as, you don't feel as connected to what's going on and stuff like that. But I still try to post what I'm up to there. But mostly if I drop one of my Substack posts, then I like go and I share on the other places. That's what,
So cut out the middle person and go right to Weekend Water.
Go right to the Substack, and you can
just go to Weekend Water.
You can subscribe for free and get all of our free posts. Or if you like the content, you can always upgrade. Try it for a month and see.
But you should.
That's just what that is.
Do it. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. This was wonderful. These topics are closed, but there are many more topics to discuss. So please reach out to us via email at wegotThisPodcast@gmail.com, or
you can find us on all the social media at We Got This Podcast, with the exception of Instagram, where we are at We Got This Show. Thank you to producer Ken Plume, who collected all of these fine suggestions. Great job, Ken. As always, you can support him at patreon.com/Ken Plume if you're into that kind of thing. And you should be. Thank you to researcher Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kelman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks, of course, to our musicians, Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman, for our score and theme song, respectively. And thanks to you, the people of the world, for giving us a chance every week to sit down with each other and with our friends who make us laugh and have a great time talking about the minutia of life and everything that comes with that. We wouldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without you. We can't thank you enough. So thank you, thank you, thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin, and don't worry, everybody.
We got this.
We got this.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows supported
directly
by you.